Yellow.
Mellow.
Welcome to Jen and Chels. I'm Janet,
And I'm Chels.
and today we are back with more crazy Reddit stories, guys. So, Chels has a story about something. Have you ever gone out and have you ever just wondered when you ask your friend, like, let's say you're going out and you ask your friend about your outfit, and they were just like, yeah, you look nice. Don't you just wish you can make them? You can just squeeze the truth out of them? Well, today, Charles has a story about somebody that spiked all of their friends' drinks with truth serum. I can't wait to know what happened there because she actually didn't share the story with me,
I did not.
and I'm sorry. I think the revenge is going too far since I kept the other part stories from her. I'm not liking it. But anyways, after that, I have an Am I the Asshole, and I didn't tell her too. So let's find out.
I know. I'm really excited
Yeah.
to find out and judge people for free again.
All right, now I can't wait to find out what those secrets are. So take it
Mm-hmm.
away, Charles.
Yeah, and I would like to apologize in advance if I inadvertently start coughing, because somebody here has decided to give me her germs, and now I have a little bit of the sickness. So,
Who might that be? The cat?
look in the mirror, you'll see that person. Uh huh.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Bloody Mary is it then?
As we speak. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through
All
it.
right.
The story's title: I took a truth serum with my friends, and now one of them is going to kill me. I have a guys' night with my two best friends, Paul and Serge, that's been running since we're in our 20s. Over the years, we've traded the PBR for nice wine and the cheap cigarettes for cigars, but the idea is basically the same. We get drunk and talk shit until we get tired and then put a movie on or play video games. Then Paul and I go back to our families, and Serge goes back to his single life. We'd been drinking for maybe an hour when I started to feel funny. Not drunk, but actually kind of hyper. Like I had a million thoughts racing through my head and I needed to tell someone. It's hitting you, said Paul. I must be losing my tolerance, I said. I barely drink these days. Too busy with two kids at home and my wife finishing nursing school. Paul smirked a little. Not the alcohol, he said. The other thing. The thing I added to the decanter. In Vinos Veritas! What the hell are you talking about? Serge asked, starting to look edgy. Paul held up a small vial. Well, I can't pronounce the actual name of the thing, but it's basically a truth serum. I got it from the lab techs in my office. Crazy stuff, and it actually works. Also, kind of makes you feel like you're on speed, which is kind of a bonus. This is bullshit, I said, getting up from the couch. I'm out of here. Serge watched Paul with angry eyes, trying not to say anything. In all our years of friendship, we'd only had a handful of deeper talks. Come on, said Paul, blocking the door. What's the problem with little truth if you've got nothing to hide? You want the truth, dude? I asked. How about I'm pretty fucking upset that someone that I consider to be a friend decided to drug me against my will. Now get out of my way. I'm going to go sleep this thing off. Not until you tell me if you're sleeping with Jess, he said, suddenly much more serious. I rolled my eyes. I realized it was taking all my willpower not to launch into a long tirade. I was holding my words like they were pissed after a long car ride. Just answer me, man, he said, and I could tell he was close to either throwing a punch or breaking down in tears. I'd seen him do both plenty of time over the years. I just want to know if it's true. I remember you telling me all the time how hot she was back when we were first dating. I tried to bite my tongue. I tasted blood, but it did no good. I had to answer him, regardless of the consequences. Jess is a train wreck, I told him. She totally ignores your kids and she treats you like an ATM. I guarantee you she's cheating with someone, but it's definitely not me. For a second, everyone was quiet. Then Paul came in for an awkward hug. Right. I'm sorry, said Paul after a few seconds. I should have known you would never. I mean, Shit, I'm sorry. Do you guys want to dust off the Genesis? Maybe go a little retro? I'm really sorry. He started reaching in the cabinet under the TV to look for some of the older consoles. I am a serial killer, said George. All of a sudden. Yeah. It's the first time I've said that out loud. I guess I'm not exactly sure what I am. I don't have any kind of particular method. I've been doing it since I was in high school.
Right?
I just look for opportunities. Like my first guy I did, he was just standing on a vista looking out over the mountains, and I just pushed him off. And I felt like kind of a calm release in me for a few minutes after I did it. A kind of peace I never felt before.
So the guy standing there breathing the nice air was just bugging him so much. After he pushed him,
Yep.
his life just cleared out. Like his sinuses just opened up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Paul and I stared at him, trying to register if what he was saying, was real. You're joking, I said. Tell us you're joking. When I joined the army, I thought maybe I could kind of channel it, kill a few bad guys and feel good about myself. And what happened? 2 years of sweating my ass off in the desert. Not in Iraq, not in Afghanistan, in fucking New Mexico. Not a single whiff of combat. I killed a hitchhiker and 2 cadets over the course of my time
Oh
there.
my God.
As he spoke, he pulled out a hunting knife. I remember mocking him when he bought it, calling him a mall ninja. Now I wondered how many people he'd kill with it. My heart was thudding in my ears. I looked around the room for any kind of weapon, but all I saw were Xbox controllers and wine glasses. Now it's starting to get worse, he said, his eyes cold, the knife shaking in his hand. It's like I can't be alone with anyone without thinking about how easy it would be to choke the life out of them. I leave these bars with women and I wonder if anyone will be able to remember my face if the cops came around asking questions. I'm scared, said Paul. I'm really, really fucking scared right now. You should be, said Serge, trying not to meet his eyes. You should be, said Serge, trying not to meet his eyes. I wish you hadn't given me that drug, Paul. I honestly don't know what to do. I feel like my life is pretty much over now. I don't like killing people. I know. I don't like keeping. I feel like my life is pretty much over now. I don't like killing people. I know. It's the easiest way to get caught, and you guys are my best friends. The only people I care about in the whole world. I'm terrible at keeping secrets, said Paul, unable to contain himself. I'll call the police as soon as I leave this room. You know how I am. I know, said Serge, and then suddenly Paul picked up his wine glass and tried to smash it against Serge's head. He missed completely,
Oh,
tumbling over the couch. I almost wanted to laugh, but then I looked down and saw the knife sticking out of the side of Paul's head. Serge had struck him right in the
oh.
temple. Serge removed the knife in one swift motion, even as Paul's body continued to twitch involuntarily on the floor. Serge was crying now as he wiped the blood from the knife with his shirt. Look what you made me do, he said, looking down at Paul. Idiot! I should have known he'll try something like this. Then he looked over at me, tears trickling down his face. Now what? He asked. I can't die, I said. Think of my girls. I know, he said, but I know I have to kill you. I have to. He took a step towards me, and as I did, I looked down and saw this last little glimmer of life in Paul's eyes. As Serge tried to step over him to get to me, Paul grabbed his foot, and Serge tripped. Excuse me. Run, Paul mouthed, and I did. As I tore out the front door and into the dark street, I heard Serge screaming behind me. I'm going to kill you! I'm going to kill you! I'm going to kill you! It's been about a week since everything went down, and I just got back from Paul's funeral. The whole time I was looking over my shoulder, waiting for Serge to show up. Maybe he was there and I just didn't see him. At night, I checked the logs 12 times and watched the feeds from my new security cameras on my phone. So far so good. Based on what Serge told us that night, he's not prone to taking crazy risks. He called himself an opportunistic. But maybe that's what scares me the most. Because when he yelled out that he was going to kill me, he was still on the serum. He was telling the truth. And I know someday I'll be standing on the curb, waiting for a bus or an Uber, and I'll suddenly feel a pair of hands behind me, pushing me forward to my doom. When I get these dark thoughts at night, I sit up in bed, sweating and holding my knees, and my wife tries to hold me and tell me it's okay. It's okay. She brushes her hand softly against my hair and says, "They'll catch him, baby. You're going to be here for a long, long time with me. We've got high school graduations to attend and weddings to pay for and grandchildren's to meet. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to die." And I know that she's lying. There you go.
So they didn't catch him? Or he didn't
I
say
don't
anything?
know. I think he did talk to the police, but they didn't catch him yet. Because Serge seems like he's pretty smart about his killings. So he probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he hasn't been
exactly.
caught.
He skipped town. I'm sure he skipped town.
Yo, this story was crazy. This just took a turn, like a 450, not even a 361. It just took a 450. I don't even know what that type of turn is, but it was over
Yeah,
the place.
I at first I thought it would be fun, you know. I'm like, oh, ooh, truth serum between
True,
friends.
true. Like, oh, I stole that jacket you're looking for. Yeah, I took the
Ex-
$200 from your pocket. Remember that time you were
Oh, it
looking for your
was
food in
you.
the fridge? Yeah, it
Did
was
you just
good.
inadvertently confess to things you've done to me? Is that where my $200 went?
What
Is
are we
come
talking
on
about?
now, come on. No, not like I would have soaked your cereals in vinegar and then put them back in the box. I would never do that.
You would not, because hopefully I will cut my nose off if I can't trust it for smelling vinegar. Like what you do here, get off.
Okay, fine. Maybe next time I'll try something better.
Yo, but that story was crazy. It was a really good one, though. We should definitely leave it for people to go back and read it. That was a good
Yeah.
write.
hmm
Totally.
Definitely will be in the show notes for sure. Now I want to know who's the asshole.
Oh my god, you're not even ready for this one. This is like major asshole. Like
Ooh.
is just next level. And
Okay.
and it's just coming from a Canadian. Like you would never expect it. I'm
What?
telling you, you're not ready. You're
My
not
Canadian?
ready.
What? My Canadian?
How? Like he out here ruining the reputation. He's sick of the stereotype.
The nicest people on earth, really?
Can you believe it?
Okay,
I
I want to hear. Go on.
I I So this redditor posted on the Am I the Asshole subreddit, and he says, "Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to leave the house for 6 to 7 hours a day?" Like next.
Yes.
Anyway,
That's all I needed to hear.
throw away
Yes.
because girlfriend
You
is a
are.
redditor. 24 male. I'm Canadian and have been in the US for 10 months. Where I've been living with my girlfriend, American, 25, female, for 7 of them. My time in the US is almost up, and I'm stressing about having to return to Canada. For once, my family is relying on me to make money to support my grandma and pay for her medical support. I also want to earn money to give my girlfriend. She deserves the world. Because I have so many side hustle going on to earn money, I admittedly don't spend a lot of time with her, my girlfriend. But I've always been open with her that I'm not able to give her a lot of attention right now, even though I love her more than anything. My girlfriend lost her job last month. As a result, has been in the house more often. We live in a one bedroom and split the rent evenly. She understands that I'm busy all day and night, but I don't like when she's sitting in the same room as me. Even her presence is distracting to me. She will try to start conversations, and she's not the cleanest. So I would ask her to go to the bedroom for the day while I worked in the living room on my desktop. She was okay with that for a few weeks, sorry, but began to complain that she was stuck in the bedroom. She said that since she's paying half of the rent, she has every right to be where she wants to be in the house. I agree. So after a few big fights, we agreed she would leave the house during the day and I would leave the house at night. Well, now she's upset that she's spending all day out of the house. Her car was in an accident last month and has been in the shop. So she's been going to do work in the booba shop by her house. Before anyone asks, I'm not able to do the work I do during the day outside of the house, which is why I leave in the evening. I can't even believe this story is still going on. Like, this is stupid. Today, my friend was over and I and was okay. Today my friend was over and was sitting on the couch where my girlfriend usually eats lunch. I say couch, but it's really an oversized love seat. My girlfriend went to go sit in her usual spot to eat lunch, but I asked her if she could eat in the kitchen instead so she could have more room to eat. She went to the kitchen, but I could tell she was pissed. When I asked her if everything was okay, she said she was tired of me controlling her. I think she's being selfish and not considering that I need a certain environment to concentrate and get work done. And that I'm doing all this for her and my family. And one day I'll be able to spend all the time in the world with her. But that right now, no, but that right now, I'm really grinding and most strong relationships are built on sacrifice. So, am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to accommodate my work schedule?
To be honest, both of them are annoying. Both of them annoying. And I who this is a little tough because he needs space to work. That, like, I understand that. Having worked from home, I get that it's not the same, especially if you're in an apartment. If you're in a house with like 5,000 different rooms, sure. But if you're in an apartment, it's cramped, you don't have a lot of space, and having somebody like always hovering around can be troublesome. But you live together. She has as much right to the space as you do. So during the day, okay, you do have to work,
He
but you
said
could
he
also
said
go
that
to a coffee shop.
he
You
can't
could go
work
to a
outside of the
library.
house
Like,
for
it's
his
not
work.
fair that she always has to
So
be the
I'm
one
thinking
leaving the
probably
house.
like it's like a computer and stuff that is provided by the company,
Okay,
so he
that's
can like
fine.
use different internet. I just feel like this we shouldn't even be
Mm-hmm.
here
Take care.
because first of all, they
Which,
live in the same house. They should have an
right.
understanding. Like if you're dating, you should be talking. Like you should just be thoughtful of each other. So if he's working, she should be thoughtful enough not
Right.
to come and have conversations and
Exactly.
distract him all day when he's working in the living room. So,
Exactly.
right, but then he asking her to leave the
Precisely
house
why I say they're
completely,
both annoying.
that is just absurd. That is so absurd. And then he leaves in the evening. So what are they doing? Taking shifts in the
It
house?
is. That is the right word.
Are you dating or you roommates?
Exactly. Like, that's the part that I don't understand.
Yeah, and when he's done
Why
working, why
does he
does he
have to
have to
leave
leave
the
the house
house?
in the evening? Because
Right.
it's not like she's
Like,
working. Why can't they just spend time together? These people need to break up, is what this
I
is.
don't understand.
They need to break up. They have no relationship and he's not doing anything there for.
I
So I hate
agree.
stuff
I
like
don't
that
think
when
they
people
have
say, "Oh,
business.
I'm doing this for you." No, but okay, true that you're doing something for the person, but if at the moment the
Right.
person is not satisfied, me personally, that's how I see it. Like for example, if you're not doing things the
Mm-hmm.
way I not okay, if you're not doing the right things because you think that you're preparing to do something big for me in the future, if I'm not happy now, leading to the future, whatever you do that is big, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna be happy for it because I care more about doing the right thing, leading to that moment,
Exactly.
than to just make me unhappy. And then one day, oh, look at all the money I made. Look at this Bentley. You can shove your Bentley. Okay, maybe I'll take the
Have
Bentley,
a
but I'll still
grand
dump your
gesture.
ass. Cause like what?
Right.
You're dying over there.
I agree. Like, exactly. He doesn't have to make, you don't have to make my life miserable on your way to doing whatever it is that you say you're doing to make me the happiest woman in the world, you know? Maybe, and also, like, don't define happiness for me. Maybe I don't care so much. I mean, I do. I want to be comfortable, do all the things. But maybe it's more important that in the beginning stage of a relationship we really focus on being respectful and caring for
and
each other
and
rather
to me
than
it's like,
treating each other
okay, it's
anyhow to
true that you
chase
have
that
to make
paper and
sacrifices
then
to get to certain points, but it doesn't have to be complete. Because basically, this is like completely ignoring her, treating her like trash until you can make
exactly
money, then you can treat her better. How does that make sense? Basically, you're telling me, okay, you have this plant and you're not just gonna give it water, but oh, you just wait in 3 months. When I get that water, I'ma drown you. And that plant just not gonna
exactly
die and just sit there and wait
exactly
for you until the 3 months
this is the perfect analogy because the plant will die, it will dry. You can dump a whole
is
gallon of
dead.
water on it.
The
If it's
damage
dead,
that
it's
has been
dead.
done is
That
already
is
done. The leaves are already
that
fallen. All of the everything is
exactly.
dried out already. What you feeding now when you get the plentiful money or water?
There's no coming back. Exactly. And see, this is also why I think it's really important to be mindful of how we approach things because I feel like he came to her with some aggressivity and animosity of, hey, you can be, yeah, like, you don't bother me while I'm working. And that's how she became defensive and was like, oh, then I can't even be in my own house. Then you leave at night. So I have the whole house for myself, even though it was never really about the house, like, yeah. Well, she lost her job.
So I don't know. I feel like maybe they should have set up the desk in the bedroom then. Then that way, the girlfriend can use the living
Yeah.
room. She can watch TV in the living room. She can take a
And I
nap
do
on the
have to say, I
couch
feel
with
like
her
she was being
bothering
also a
him, and then
little
she
bit
has access to
childish
the kitchen
when
and
she's
all
like,
that.
oh, I feel like I'm trapped in the bedroom. Like, he has to work, It doesn't mean that you cannot go into the living room or whatever. Like, you should go to the kitchen, get some water, get a snack, but don't go like begging and just starting a new rock band using all the pots and pans. I know.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
both of them are just childish and just this is where maturity really counts because even if he's working and she's distracting, that doesn't mean her just being in the
exactly.
living room.
Well,
Like it comes from both sides. Anyway, it comes from both sides. She could
exactly.
still have to can come just pop in and be like, "Oh, what do you want for lunch? Oh my god, remember?" Like you can still have like little conversation here and there. It's not like when you work, you like
Precisely.
focus
I
on
mean,
work for like
you
eight
and I
hours. You
have
just
lived
like,
together, and I remember
you know,
when you were studying for your really difficult test that I don't even remember the topic of, but like when you had like really like exams that were going to be difficult and you had to remember, damn, that sounds so vague, but yeah, but like you would be focused and I would be wanting to hang out and watch stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, let her focus, but you still gave me some attention, boo. you still you still were like, oh, let's have lunch together, or let's watch an episode of something.
right? Like I feel like you just have to work around these things and figure out a way to like
The
manage all of
burden,
it and not just leave all the other
I
parts
think
of
so
your
too.
life to focus on one thing. It's actually unhealthy. And when he leaves, that's it. That's the end of the relationship. I don't think these people are gonna last long
I
distance
can see that. Yeah.
because I'm sure she can't wait for him to leave.
In my opinion, both of them are the assholes.
All right. On that note, that's all you got for you guys today. Don't forget to let us know what you think of the episode. If you're listening on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, we have like a little pop-up questions, and you can give us your opinions down in the comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Toodaloo.
and we'll catch you next episode.
Bye.